Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with another plan with me, this time in my A&M weeks, and we are continuing the trend from last week. I love what I did, okay? And so we're gonna go over it and I talk a little bit more about this week, but let's go over a couple of wins, okay? First off, I had 2 days where I had no sweets. Yes. I mean, technically the day is still young, and I'm not counting soda as a sweet. I'm actually talking like a Kit Kat bar, a Snickers bar, cinnamon rolls, cake, cookies, that kind of stuff, okay? So the day's still young. I could totally still win on this one. And Sunday hasn't even hit currently, so I could still be winning. However, I did have a really great win this week. Not as great as the first week. So the first week in July, starting weight, ended up losing 2 pounds. When I started, I was still the same, and I ended up losing 1 pound. But I didn't do anything specific this week. I didn't really hone it in like I did this last week. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. I've ended up having 3 days of like this crazy nausea. And I know it's tied to my hormones. I hate it. It's the worst. It frustrates me to no end, and I'm just kind of over it. However, I am actually, when I look at everything, I'm really happy that I had my kids when I had my kids, because if I had waited until I was in my 30s, I probably would not have the 4 kids that I have now. So, and that's because there's a lot of issues with that stuff on me. So yeah, I mean, I'm just, hindsight's always 20/20 when you look at it, and everything. And had my oldest not come when he did, we probably would never have had 4 kids. So I kind of like owe it all to him bringing me into the motherhood sphere, but I digress on that one because that one's a hard topic to talk about, and my heart goes out to anybody that has, fertility issues, and stuff. So my heart goes out to all of that. But I do know that if I was to try and get pregnant now, I would have an extremely difficult time due to some of the things going on. So yeah, even though motherhood, no matter how many you have, is hard, it's hard. Okay, so yeah, so I've had 3 days of horrible nausea. Okay, so that led into some of the chaos of last week. I kind of left you guys on a cliffhanger of, talking about my week, and Monday ended up being this super chaotic day. I ended up working only half a day, ended up spending 2 hours going to 3 different stores and driving to find another pound of meat, and ended up having to compromise on it, and I was really hoping that it didn't taste bad. Luckily it didn't. So we ended up having dinner that night and doing family night. But it was such a crazy day. I will show you. So I don't have anything crazy on here, but you get to see my pen and ink planner. So this was the Monday. That is everything that I got done, and a lot of that is very like detail oriented, long strips of time. So I was churning and burning to get stuff done. And mind you, we had to move boxes about and stuff, because we still had a few boxes, military gear. Don't know what we want to do with it yet. And stuff. So we had to move those downstairs and then kind of reorganize stuff. Had my son clean the kitchen, because it just feels better to be in a clean kitchen. And as you live in your kitchen does not look good housekeeping, picturesque all the time. But we were having guests over, so of course we have to try and make it look picturesque. So yeah. I hate when my wrist buzzes because it throws me off. I gotta get better at this. Okay, date covers. What are we gonna use for date covers? How did we do it last week? Did we use the same? We did. Okay, we did use the same. So that makes that easy. Makes it easy on me. And what's this upcoming week gonna start with? It's gonna start with the 17th. Okay. So, had a couple good wins. Did not stick to a strict, carnivore-esque diet this week. That one is really, really hard. I think I touched on it a little bit last week, how like I can see like if you needed to like drop some weight within a significant amount of time, like a short amount of time, and you could just, it was going to be a short-term thing to kind of get you there. Totally could see it as a complete lifestyle. I don't know if you know the Canadian psychologist Jordan Peterson, I think his name is. He's on the carnivore diet, and he did it because of his daughter's autoimmune issues and stuff. And he does talk about it. He talks about it's very lonely and very restrictive. And he goes, if we didn't have to do this to save my daughter's life and get her off of all these medications and stuff like this, I wouldn't do it. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. If you don't have to do something, you know, for, you know, your life or the life of somebody that's in your family, it is even harder to do it. It is extremely difficult to do, and stuff, especially when you're raised on a standard American diet. And this stuff, when you go into the grocery stores, it's right there in front of your face. Willpower will only get you so far. That's why they tell you not to go grocery shopping when you're hungry, because you can only fight that urge for so long before your animalistic instincts take over. And that isn't to say that you're a weak human being. There are things that do to override, you know, things so that you survive. So we decided to kind of go definitely 100% type carnivore for breakfast, because that one is super, super easy for us because we're already in the habit of having eggs every day. Although I did not have eggs every day this last week. What's the word I'm looking for? We've already created that habit. Good grief. I am batting 1,000 again in this one. So we decided to do 100% carnivore in, you know, this for breakfast, because that one's easy. It was easy to cut out hash browns. And in fact, I have upped my egg intake, and I have figured out exactly how many pieces of bacon and how many eggs I need to fulfill me at 8 o'clock in the morning to get me to about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And by the time I see that, I look at the clock and I'm like, it's almost dinner time. I can last just a little bit longer. And that has been extremely nice. In fact, actually, I did that on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday is a totally different story. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I did that and did not, I mean, when it came to Wednesday, I actually didn't eat until way, way late, but I started to not feel well come the afternoon. And by the time I got home, I really didn't feel good. So I ended up just having a peanut butter sandwich, and stuff, but I did really, really good. Thursday was completely different because I felt super nauseous, and I ended up just, so when I get this, like this hormonal nausea that happens, I still feel hungry, but I still feel nauseous. And so obviously I don't want to like overload my body with anything, because heaven forbid it actually not be just hormonal nausea and like a stomach bug, because then that would suck. So what always has worked for me has been literally, and I know it's super horrible, you guys, but it's the one thing that makes me feel not as nauseous. And I have to wonder if it has something to do with the salt. It is fried potatoes. And usually there's always, like, obviously there's not the good healthy fats, but there's that salt content. And I wonder if it has something to do with the salt. And stuff. And so when I get like that on these hormonal nausea kicks or whatever, that's really what I reach for. So I ended up just having hash browns on a lot of the days to kind of just help curb that nausea. And by now I'm actually feeling pretty darn good. So I'm not, let's see, where do we want to do? What do we want to do? So we did, okay, so we did grid, we did lined. Let's do the unlined ones. I think that'll be good. We're gonna go a little bit of a different order. So, but anyways, I know that fried potatoes are not like the best for you. I am 100% aware of that. It's just is what helps take my nausea off. But that has led into the chaos of this week. Because Wednesday evening ended up having a meeting that ended up running so much later. And a lot of stuff has now fallen onto my lap, which is adding to the stress of everything, because I'm trying to now balance working full-time, schooling the kids, having to do co-op, having these church responsibilities, and I'm starting to feel a little bit of the pressure of all of that, and everything, while trying to get myself healthy. So I definitely am feeling the strain of that. So on Thursday, I made the decision to not focus on, as bad as it sounds, the stuff that stresses me out right now. And that was housework and any cutting that needs to be done and food. So I chose not to focus on any of those, which is why I only ended up having hash browns on Thursday. I needed to focus on other stuff. And that worked so well for me. I was really amazed. Sometimes it takes something, like, you hear people talk about things and do this and do that and do this, and everything is always easier said than done. And a lot of that just has to come because of, you know, what you're currently going through, how your body feels, you know, things like that. And sometimes you just need your epiphany moment to do it. And that doesn't mean that you're going to all of a sudden become this new best great person who can do all the stuff that you wanted to do before, but it makes you realize it makes you realize that, hey, you need to start prioritizing certain things, this stuff, that stuff. And so it made it really nice to just focus on the thing that I needed to. And granted, I think not having the energy to do some of the stuff really, really helped for me to focus. And I ended up getting a lot of work done. It was all design work, so I just sat at my computer all day. I did have to take my son to get his eye exam and glasses, so that was rough. Had to power through, but picked me out some new glasses. I hope my not feeling well did not hurt me in any way, and that when I get my glasses, I actually really, really like them. I liked them when I was there, so let's hope that was amazing Amanda, who knows what she was doing, and not sick Amanda, who thinks she's delusional and all of that. So, let's see. So, knowing that I don't because there was only one day that I had lunch. However, I'll probably end up having lunch today. That will, for the majority, I'm trying to think. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I could do 3 on each day. We'd be able to do, okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I think I know what I'm gonna do, and that's a really great thing. Okay, so we're gonna do breakfast, because why not? We're gonna do the lunch as a checkbox, because there's not a guarantee that I will eat lunch on those days. And I think that's okay. I think that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this just to kind of fill up space, and this will be dinner. How's that look? I think that looks okay. So the rest, Tuesday was feeling great. But I realized, as we were cooking dinner on Monday, that we desperately needed to get our butts to the grocery store. Now, we hadn't been grocery shopping in, good grief, I don't even know how long. Just because time. We do actually like to buy a lot of our food in bulk. So we do a lot of shopping at Costco. We do a lot of shopping at Sam's. So that did help us in this, aspect where, time was really stretched and we had a bunch of stuff in the freezers, or we had enough meat. But I looked at it and I was like, you know what? We really need to restock our freezer. We just got paid. We need to menu plan. We need to make sure that we're actually really, doing this and get back onto our meal schedule and stuff. So we ended up spending all day. I looked at emails. There were no emails that day, which was nice. I looked at emails, but I did not do anything in the shop. So I spent the day focused on getting all of our grocery shopping done. Oh crap, we still haven't done something. Son of a gun. I said that I was going to take care of it and I totally didn't take care of it. ADHD brain at its finest. Okay, sorry. I just remembered we didn't take care of something. Okay, that's how it works. So spent the day doing all of that, and then I went to bed at a fairly decent time. We went to bed at a fairly decent time. We ended up watching a movie. Wednesday was another crazy day. I was all over the place. I was like, I got to get these orders out. I don't know why all of a sudden I got a hair up my butt where I was like, these orders have to get out. But that's apparently what I did. And I was like, and so then a couple of orders came in when I was about ready to start doing labels. And I was like, oh, I can't let those sit. I gotta hurry and do these. I was like, what the heck is wrong with me? I don't normally think like that. I have, specific days that we pack and we do orders, but for some reason I was like, oh, I'm here. I just got to hurry and get them done. And so I appeased the anxious, crazy part of my mind, and we did that and got a mail drop. But I ended up having a church meeting that night. And like I said, by the afternoon, I wasn't feeling that well. So I was kind of like, oh, what is going on? Okay, let's go do this. Went to the meeting. Meeting went over by like 30 minutes. And then we went to go help a family move and stuff. and everything. And then, you know, my husband took me home and it just like hit me. I was just like, oh, maybe I'm hungry. So, you know, I didn't have any lunch that day, and stuff, and had a peanut butter sandwich, and it just got worse. So by the time my husband came home, I was like, I'm going to bed. And I laid still all night long. Oh man, I laid still. And then woke up Thursday not feeling well. I mean, I thought I was not going to be doing good in the middle of the night. Nobody else got anything, so it's just me. I'm the problem. And yeah, so now here we are on Saturday, and I'm slowly feeling a little bit better. And that's that. So, chaotic, weird week. Like I said in the last video, flat tires. Flat tire happened on my husband. They're in Tulsa, Oklahoma, looking at Taekwondo studios. And the rental car got a flat because of the huge storm that came in. They ran over a screw. So, I'm not going to keep it blank, because if I keep it blank, I'm never going to fill it in. So we're just going to do the same thing we did last week, because that seems to have been the best thing. Yeah, there was going to be no time for a workout this last week. Oh, sometimes a coil is not my friend. And that's been the hardest part, is getting to a workout. How it always has been. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, man, why was I so successful in my, 20s, like early 20s and into mid 20s? And I was like, man, why was I so successful with working out? Why can't I do this? Why can't I get my act together? And I mean, a lot of it is that I manage a household and run a business, and, people rely on me and stuff like that. Although that's not the full excuse. I looked back on it. The whole reason why I was successful is because it was part of my job. I was in the military. I had to go to group PE sessions every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We had to be there at 7:30, and we worked out from 7:30 to like 8:15 and 8:30, and you had to be to your desk at 9. It was part of my job, and I was like, no wonder I was so successful, because I had to hit a requirement, and I don't have that in my world. I don't have where my livelihood is threatened, so to speak, if I don't pass a fitness test. And I was like, no wonder I'm failing at so much stuff, because it's never, never been a priority in that way. Like, I danced all throughout high school and junior high and into my 20s. And, then joining the military had all of this stuff. But man, when it's a part of your job, you are in so much better shape. And I'm like, how do I get that kind of, I don't know. I need somebody to be my boss and be like, if you don't pass, you're going to be written up. But then it's kind of like, so what? I'm done. Do you get what I'm saying? Oh man, it's a very, very frustrating thing. So, okay. Here's what this upcoming week is going to look like. I am hoping for a less chaotic week. Like I said in Tuesday's video, which is crazy. Because that's when I figured out that my filming schedule is going to be totally different this week. That I have to be super motivated today to get the stuff done because of how many videos are coming up and stuff. So we're going to have a better week. We're going to have a less chaotic week and stuff. So, well, you can't get these colors. You can get this washi. I'm always going to end with that. I'm always going to mention something about the monthly functional sub because, well, it is one of my babies. But I am enjoying this. I'm really excited to see the full flip through at the end of the year. And yeah, I think that's going to be about it. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments box. Leave them down in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye now.